Okay, guys, I'm back. And that's when Madison did build the tents all by herself. She touched the one tent, and that's when she walked over. She sat down, and they were all calm. They were all finished what they were doing. Henry looked at Juan because he was turning on the fire. That's when he was getting ready to do it. That's the noise of him trying to make the fire turned on. With rocks, with two rocks. And that's when Henry got a little bit frustrated because he was trying to turn it on. You see the orange things? And that's when it's gone. And the orange things again. And that's when Juan said, "Here, let me help you." And that's when he was turning it on. And that's when the fire turned it on. And that's when they were laughing because the fire went up very high. And that's when Madison said, they did a little bit of a big laugh. Yeah, and that's when it was about to show the next part. And that's when the trees went up. And that's the moon. Those are the trees, and that's the moon. And that's the moon all by itself with a whole bunch of stars. Blue and white. That's when they were laughing more and talking about jokes and stuff. The fire was on. That's when they did like this. Ha! And that's when Madison was getting ready to tell them something. That's her marshmallow right there, and that's her stick. That's when she set it down, and that's what she said. That's when she did a pew, like, not no pew, like, disgusting. She did, like, pooh. That like her calming down, like, pooh. That's when she smiled. That's when she said, "Guys, I have to tell you something." That's when they were looking more serious, and that's when she said, "Guys, at the hotel, it was kind of a little bit stressful for me. It really was. It's not that I didn't like you guys or didn't want it to be around you guys. It's just that it was too much. Me worrying about gas, me worrying about food for you guys, me making sure just to do everything what I need to do. You guys were taken care of. And I'm glad we made it, you guys. It was getting too much." That's when she was saying, it just set me off and started me stressing and all this type of stuff. That's when she said that, because that's why I have to worry about you guys. That's when tears was starting to fall down. And that's when she was crying. That's when Juan and Henry know that she was stressing at the hotel. And they looked at each other. And that's when they gave Madison a hug. Madison was sobbing. They gave her a hug. They backed off. That's when he said, "Don't worry. We always be on your side, Madison." And that's when they hugged again. And that's her. She was still a little bit sobbing. And that's when Juan was hugging, and that's when he yawned. "Oh, I'm tired. And that's when Madison said that we must have had a beefy day. And that's when she said, ha! And that's when it showed the trees again and the moon. And this is when they were sleeping. Behind that tree, there was a bull. There was a bull animal. And that's when he saw people were sleeping. And that's when he was looking more serious. That's them sleeping. That's when he did like this. And that's when he was starting chasing inside of the tent. And that's the earth, the whole entire earth. Juan said, ah, 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 ah. And that's when Madison said, you. Yeah, you. And that's when the bull looked at her. And that's when he said, I see you're looking at this. And that's when he said, you want it? And that's when the bull did like this. He was doing his nose like that, like. And that's when he said, so come and get it. And that's when the bull, and that's when Madison did like this. Pew. She almost did like a sigh. Pew. She was calming down because the bull went away, scared them. And that's when they got up, and that's when Henry said, Juan, where we're gonna even sleep at? Because I know we don't trust sleeping in the woods again. And that's when Juan said that we can sleep in the car. And that's them sleeping in the car. And that's when they pulled up. Their car pulled up. And the car stopped. And that's when they were at their house. Because they traveled back home. The Juan and Henry's home. They traveled back their house. And that's when Juan said, because he wasn't ready to go to their house. It's because of that ghost. And that's when the camera a little bit outed. And that's when it showed it Madison on the camera. That's when Madison was saying, you ready? And that's when Juan said, yeah. And that's when she said, okay. He got out. They opened up the door of the house. And that's when they said, we really need to clean up this house. And that's when Madison was, they were more cleaning up the house because it looked messier, because the ghost did it. And that's when Madison was going to upstairs to get the cleaning products. And that's when Madison looked at upstairs. And that's when she went upstairs, up the stairs. She was going up the stairs. And that's when she opened up the closet to get the cleaning products. And that's when she got it. And that's when Juan was mopping. And that's Henry putting stuff in the trash. That's the mop, what Juan's doing. That's when Juan was just moving around the mop. And that's when he's still feeling like vibration on the floor. And that's when he got scared, and Henry felt the vibration on the floor too. And that's when Madison touched it Juan on his shoulders to make sure that was the ghost. That was the ghost that was doing it. That's when Juan said, storms everywhere. And that's when Madison did this the one. And that's when somebody called. Press the number. That's when you said, I needed to do complaints. Okay guys, getting ready to turn off the video.